welcome to my kitchen today. I'm gonna be making my grandma's recipe, bean soup. I already started the process on my beans, which is I soaked my beans for an hour in hot water, and then I rinsed that off, and then put the beans into this pot, covered it with water, and a teaspoon of salt and 1 bay leaf in here. So I started out with 2 cups of beans for this recipe. In this pot, I'm gonna take about a tablespoon or so bacon fat. You can use anything else, lard, oil, any kind. And we're gonna start sauteing some onions. For this recipe, I'm gonna be using about a half a cup of onions, which is a half of a big onion. Excuse the noise, I'm canning on the other side as well. So as usual, saute your onion in fat until the onions are soft. Do not brown them, which will take about 5 minutes. It smells good already with the bacon grease and onion. I think that is the best smell when cooking. I'm cooking this on medium heat now. I'm also making some corn muffins that's gonna go with the soup. At this point, I'm gonna take 2 carrots that are chopped up and saute that in this grease as well. And maybe just for another 5 minutes the most. This is gonna give the soup a sweet taste. In the meantime, I'm going to check my beans and make sure they're cooked. I'm going to take this off the heat and I'm going to put some paprika in this. About a tablespoon or more, if you like. Mix it up real well. And then take the pre-cooked beans, transfer over to this. And I will cook these together now until the carrots are soft, and by that time the beans will be fully cooked as well. That's probably going to take about 10 minutes, I would say. Take 2 tablespoons of sour cream. tablespoons of flour. And a half a cup of water. Mix this all up until it's smooth. If you don't have sour cream handy, you can substitute that with milk and then add a tablespoon of vinegar to it, and you achieve the same type of consistency and taste. So, taste the beans and the carrots, make sure that they're tender. I'm gonna put in some ground black pepper. Take your sour cream and flour mix, dilute it with a ladle full of hot liquid from the soup. Mix that up. This way it's not going to clump when you put in the cold mixture into the hot liquid. So this way it's tempered. Pour that in here. Stir that up. I'm going to wash this out. I'm probably gonna want to put some more liquid in this, more filtered water. Only because I don't like it too thick, and I do like a lot of broth in the soup instead of having it very dense with all the beans and carrots. So I'm gonna cook this for about 10 minutes. We need to cook the flour, and then we're gonna taste it and add more salt if it's needed. Remember, I added salt when I was cooking the beans by itself. I had added a teaspoon of salt into that, so it should be salty enough. Again, just cook it for 10 minutes and we'll do a final taste. I'm ready to serve the soup. I did taste it already. There's enough salt and everything else tastes good, except I put in a little bit of vinegar, just a half a tablespoon of vinegar, because it wasn't sour enough for me with the sour cream even in it. And that's the way I remember tasting it when my grandma made it. It was a little bit so gently sour. So I'm ready to serve this. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Of course, I'm gonna put on a little bit of sour cream on the top. A dash of paprika. And a couple of freshly baked corn muffins. Now, my grandma would serve this with freshly baked bread. Here's the delicious soup. I hope you enjoyed the process, and I definitely will enjoy eating this. So see you next time.